Oh great, I'm so glad to see you. I've really been looking forward to your visit, yet I'm also a little anxious about it. Just a little bit. What on earth do you mean by that? I'm always full of such fun when I visit you. Fun isn't necessarily what you're full of. Seriously, every time I visit you, I always bring such great surprises. I mean, who doesn't like surprises? Surprises, yes. Great, Most visitors, when they come, they bring a plant, flowers, maybe a butcher block with my name on it. But not you. You just bring crazy. I don't want a plunger, or a fuzzy pin, or a cat toy. I don't even have a cat. You just bring chaos. Well, I'm beginning to feel that you don't truly know me inside and appreciate what I have to offer. I thought we had a lot in common. We have nothing in common. You're like a snorkel, and I'm a steering wheel cover. Huh? See? Nothing in common there. No connection. Never mind. It doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is, you make absolutely no sense every single time you show up. I never know if I'm gonna get Sweet Stacy or Evil Edna coming to my door. It's hard to keep up with your multiple personalities. I can't help it that you don't appreciate my adventurous side. How is showing up to my house with Flex Seal, a coconut bra, or even a diaper being adventurous? What am I supposed to do with that? That's easy. You could build a raft, go floating down a river, see, adventurous. That is not adventurous. That is just stupid. And now I'm dumber for having heard you say that. Let's be clear. You invite me here so that I can challenge your mind, help you think outside of the box. But the only thanks I get is your destructive behavior ripping my insides apart. Why does there have to be so much destruction? Fun fact, ripping you apart is the only way that I can make you make sense. And frankly, it's the highlight of my month. If you want my opinion, I really think you should change your name to the Destructive DIYer. It would suit you much better. Okay, can you please stop stalling? Can we just get this visit over with? Clearly, all you want to do is critique me and then put me on your shelf of shame for all the world to see. Come on in, take a seat. Let's let the crazy talk begin. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Courtney. It's the first mystery box of 2024. I cannot wait. This year is going to be so fun because there's so many fun things happening that is new and exciting, and I can't wait for you to let us know what you think of these changes. So as far as the mystery box goes, the concept of it is the same. A group of YouTubers get together, we're assigned another YouTuber, and we send them a box. In the box, there will be some items along with those 2 wrap challenge items. That is all staying the same. We will also continue to have the twist. Now, one new feature is that we're going to start putting a challenge stipulation on one of the challenge items. So for this month, the challenge stipulation was something that was picked from you guys' suggestions, and that was it's an item that has to do with trash. So it's an item that you would have otherwise thrown away. You send it to somebody and they have to try to make something. Another new feature is that for the themes of the boxes, we're trying to think kind of outside of the box, so to say. And for this month, I said colors. So all the items sent had to be a different color. We couldn't have 2 items that were the same color in the box. And for the twist, this was a great suggestion also from you guys. We picked eras. So each person was assigned an era starting with the 1920s, and they have to make one DIY that is inspired by that era. It could be colors, it could be a style. And so I have the 1980s. Now, who did I send my box to? I sent my box over to Tracy at Country Charm Tracy, and I got my box from Val. The final new feature that I hope you guys are really gonna like, because you guys have been asking for it, voting. That's right, you guys are going to help vote. Just some fun little things we can do. So in the description box, there's a playlist for all the videos. You can watch them in order. It'll take you, it makes perfect sense. And then when you're done watching all the videos, there is a link to vote. You can go in and vote. The voting will be open until March 1st. And on March 1st, I will announce the winners for the different little categories that were on the voting form. All right, now without any further ado, let's check out what Val sent me in my box. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous that Val is the person that has sent me. Oh, I thought I opened this all the way. Oh, there we go. All right. Okay, here we go. On top, oh, there's a little note. Okay, it says, Courtney, you're like totally rad. Can't wait to see what you come up with. I'm sure you'll nail it, like for sure. Hope these items don't make you gouge me with a spoon. Happy crafting, hugs, Val. So she's totally pulling in the 80s terminology because that's my era. All right, on top, we've got this nice love sign from Dollar Tree, a good size to turn into a sign. Okay, okay, looking good, looking good. I love my cats. I'm a total dog person, but hey, you know, we can work with this. A frame, that's not a terrible thing. Oh, Val. She sent me Glitter's cousin, confetti from Dollar Tree, gold, silver, and kind of a bronze color. Oh man, come on, this should have been a challenge item. Wreath form. Oh, these are cute. Butterfly die cuts. Those are pretty. Some nice little die cuts. Okay. And now we are down to the challenge items. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. One of them had to be trash. I think this might be her trash thing because it feels like a jar. Which if it's a jar, I can do that. Okay. All right. It's a can. Okay. Yankee. Oh, pumpkin brulee. Okay. This is a great jar. So this is her trash. There's still a little burn in there. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not. No. Okay. This is a great size jar. All right. I'm not hating that. That's a good one. Good job on the challenge stipulation. And then my final challenge item. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. You were really nice. You were really nice. Really, really nice. Metal words. She was nice. And she did all the different colors of the items, so that works. Okay. I'm not terrified by this. I'm not. All right. So I'm going to take a couple of days to think on this. It'll be a few seconds your time, and let's get crafting. First item to get a makeover is this I Love My Cat frame. Started by taking off the back, popping out the glass, and grabbing some white paint and painting the edges of the frame. Didn't need to paint the entire frame because I'm going to be covering it with some scrapbook paper. I did also realize that I did need to go back in and paint the inside edges of the frame because that would be exposed, and it's this weird like kind of tannish brownish color. So I grabbed my scrapbook paper, I traced around the frame, and then using my paper cutter, got that all trimmed out so that I could get this attached to the front of the frame with some Mod Podge. Next, I grabbed a piece of paper and free-handed drawing the top of a bunny head. I am not really an artist or a freehand artist. Like if I look at a picture, I can usually do it, but today I was feeling adventurous and I just kind of drew it. And once I got that sketched out, I did cut it out, and that is now my template that I used to cut some white felt. I ended up cutting 2 pieces of white felt with my bunny head template. Since my bunny heads and the felt was kind of flimsy, I grabbed one of the bunny heads, put some hot glue on it, slapped it on a piece of cardstock, trimmed around it, and then glued my other bunny head to that. And what that did is it stiffened up the head to allow it to kind of sit up and not be all floopy floppy over, which is what I was looking for. To finish off the bunny head, I grabbed some light pink felt and just freehanded cutting some pieces that could go inside of the ears and got those attached with a little bit of hot glue. Now to go in my frame, I found this cute printable on Canva. I will link it down below along with everything else you're going to see in today's video, supplies, tools. Just check the description box or feel free to ask me in the comments. Got the printable in there, but you certainly could put a picture if you've got a cute Easter bunny picture or whatever kind of picture you want to put in here. got that put on there, and then I opened my floral bucket and started grabbing all kinds of flowers because I wanted to add some flowers to the top of the bunny's head. So that's what I did. I just started kind of messing around, picking some florals and securing them with hot glue to the bunny head. The last step for this project is just to take some hot glue and put it at the top of your frame, attach your bunny head, and then this is ready to be displayed in your home. For this project, I will be using the sign along with a few of the butterflies from that pack that Val sent me. So to kick things off, let me just say that this project is going to go sideways. You're going to get two projects out of one. You're going to see the finished product here, and then Hurricane Courtney's coming through, destroying it. And when I say I turn it into something completely different, it's a total transformation. So just hang with me here. I started by grabbing some of this butterfly scrapbook paper that I had in my stash. It was from a 5 Seasons pack from Hobby Lobby. Traced around the sign. It wasn't quite big enough, but that was okay. I only really needed the top to be covered, so I got it covered and then attached that scrapbook paper with some Mod Podge. So here's what's going on. I decided I wanted to make kind of a faux basket, and I'm using some of the brown craft paper from Dollar Tree. I just cut it into strips, and I got my whole underwater basket weaving game on and just weaved the paper strips till I got a big enough piece. So as you can see, my whole thought process was that this was going to cover up the bottom part of the sign, so that's why I didn't worry about scrapbook paper there. And I proceeded to just weave it. Actually, it wasn't that hard to get this done. Not too bad. So once it was weaved, I got it all ready to go. I flipped my sign over to get my little basket attached to the bottom. Okay, I put my basket on the wrong end. Holy cannoli. Okay. So at this point, I was thinking to myself, okay, I might not be able to salvage this basket. I probably can, but I better go ahead and cover the bottom of this sign because I may need to pivot and come up with another plan. So I grabbed another piece of the butterfly scrapbook paper so that I could finish covering the bottom. At this point, it's time to detach my basket weave. I should have used my heat gun, but no, I just grabbed scissors and cut it. Yeah, because, you know, why not? It's a challenge after all. It was fine. I was able to kind of patch it together, and then I realized I didn't really need to cover the bottom, which was fine. The butterflies, as you can see down there, don't match, but that's okay. It's going to be covered up. And I grabbed my little basket weave and attached it to the bottom of my sign using some hot glue. From there, I grabbed a little tulip bundle that I had, added some Easter sprigs, and then I needed to work the butterflies in, so I grabbed a couple of butterflies out of that pack from Val, added some wire to them and made it look like they were just kind of flitting around the flowers and stuck them in there. And I don't hate how this turned out, but of course the brown paint and a paintbrush found my hand, and I was like, you know, I could probably make this look more like a basket. And that's kind of where this DIY went a little sideways for me. I just wasn't loving it, but let me show you what it looks like. And then guess what? I am going to completely take this sign and turn it into something that you will never guess what I'm doing. Here is the sign project 2.0. You'll have to let me know down in the comments which one you prefer. So at this point, what I decided to do was to rip off the basket. I know, yikes. I ripped it off, but I'm telling you, I really came up with a much better idea. I decided I needed to cut off the top and the bottom of the sign. So to do that, I just used my X-Acto knife, and then once I got it cut deep enough, I just snapped it, which was really easy to do. From there, I grabbed this scrapbook paper. I picked this up last year from Hobby Lobby, and I decided I needed to cover both sides of this sign. So I traced around them, cut them out, Fun little just side note here, if it's directional, just make sure you make note of that. I had to do a little bit of extra work because I just wasn't paying attention. And then I got these attached to the pieces of sign with some Mod Podge. For the next part, you need some large popsicle sticks and 2 pieces of wood. This was actually one long piece from Dollar Tree that I trimmed down. And what you want to do is take those 2 thicker pieces, you're going to hot glue those to each of these sign pieces. So one on one side, just using some hot glue, and one on the other. Once you get that attached, you have this nice little box looking thing, and you're ready to attach your popsicle sticks. So you want to flip it upside down. I trimmed my popsicle sticks down so that I could get them glued to the bottom. I ended up doing 5, just using some hot glue to get those secure, and then I was ready to finish up this DIY. I thought I wanted to add some little mini eggs down the edges on the not the whiteboard, but the boards, I guess, on the sides. But I decided, nah, less is more in this case. So the last thing that I did is I grabbed some white ribbon and a little plastic egg. I tied a bow and glued it down to the egg, attached the ribbon to the egg and also to the back of this little napkin holder so that it would be kind of a cute little festive thing on the stack of napkins. And that's what I did. I took the sign and I turned it into a napkin holder. You guys have to let me know, did you like the sign better or the napkin holder? Let's work with the confetti Val sent me, shall we? All right, my original plan here was I wanted to make a little tiny mini basket. I was going to use the brown coppery colored confetti, and for whatever reason, I was like, oh, I'm going to take the balloon and put it over an egg, and then that way, when it dries, I can just pop it off. Yeah, no. Did this work? No. Strike 1. Okay, let's move to the next idea. Then I was like, oh, you know what you need to do, Courtney? You need to blow up the balloon. So I blew up a balloon. I was like, okay, let's make a bird's nest. I'm going to just put it at the bottom of the balloon, let it dry really good. I pop the balloon, and then I can paint it, put some cute eggs in there. Did this work? No. Strike 2. Then I went outside, and I'm like, hey, I could turn this into grass. Let me spray paint it.
This is my last ditch effort with this stuff. This may be the second time for me in the history of the mystery box that I haven't been able to use an item. Okay, this has Main Street vibes written all over it. Here we go. Oh. Okay, you know what? I have no words. I have no words.
So that was strike 3, but did I give up? No, I did not. This is my last ditch effort, and what I did is I grabbed some black air dry clay. I only had just a tiny little bit, along with a tiny bit of gold confetti left, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna make a little tiny black cauldron pot thing. And so that's what I did. I shaped a little cauldron pot and I grabbed a cloche and decided I'm gonna make a little St. Patrick's inspired DIY. So far so good. My little pot is holding some gold. It's doing well. At the bottom of the cloche, I decided to just use some of this moss sheet that I had in my stash and cut around the bottom of the cloche and secured that down with a little bit of hot glue. And then I decided, okay, you gotta have a rainbow. So I just grabbed some cardstock. I needed to kind of measure and make sure I could make this fit in there. So I just cut kind of a wonky shape and used mini pom-poms that I got in a huge pack from Amazon and just started hot gluing those down directly to the cardstock to make my rainbow that's gonna be kind of behind the pot. Now, after I was looking at this, I was like, it's just missing something. And the last thing I felt like it needed were some fairy lights added into the pot. So I put some fairy lights in there, added my gold confetti in there, and voila, St. Patrick's Day craft.
Time to tackle one of the challenge items, that jar. Now I did take the jar and pop it into some warm water on my stove and melt that wax down. It came out totally fine and was good to go. Once that was done, I wanted to make sure that my jar was completely clean, so I did take an alcohol prep wipe and just wipe it really, really good. And then I was ready to start adding some embellishments to my jar. And I picked up these flower packs from Hobby Lobby. I liked them because they were kind of see-through and just very delicate looking. And I attached some of the greenery along with some of these flowers all around the jar, just using some Mod Podge. To finish off this DIY, I grabbed some of the moss sheet and traced around the top of the lid, cut that out, and hot glued that down to the top of the lid. The reason why you see the confetti there is because for a very brief instant, I thought I was going to put confetti on the lid or confetti in the jar as it's sitting in there now. So that was just kind of, yeah, it didn't last long. And once that was done, I needed to attach my bunny. So the little bunny came from Hobby Lobby, and I just used some hot glue to get it attached to the top and decided he or she needed a little pink bow. So I added a bow to the bunny, and then this little jar is finished. You could put a candle in here, a battery operated candle. You could put fairy lights, or you could even use it as a cute candy dish. For this DIY, I will be using the wreath form, my other challenge item, which were the metal words, and tackling the twist, which was to make a DIY inspired by my era that I was assigned, and that is the 1980s. So I cannot think of the 1980s without thinking of tulle and lots of colors. So that's what I'm going to be doing for this DIY. I started by grabbing several different colors of tulle from Hobby Lobby, and I cut them into strips of about 14 inches long. From there, I just folded it in half, made the loop, and pulled the tails through, and I started doing that in groups, kind of going in a color order, pink, yellow, green, blue, purple, until I got the wreath nice and full. To add just a little bit of dimension to it, I did decide to also attach some smaller pieces. So for each color on here, I took a piece of tulle. It was about 8 inches long, and I just tied it next to the color, and I just double knotted it. I didn't do the loop and pull the tail through thing. I just, like I said, pulled it up, double knotted it, and kind of slid it over to the side so that I had 2 different lengths of tulle all the way around my wreath. To work my metal word in, I decided to use the word welcome from the pack, grabbed 2 large popsicle sticks, and I just hot glued the word welcome directly on to those popsicle sticks. And then I found these Easter eggs at Hobby Lobby. They matched the tulle when I was there picking up the tulle. So I did 1 of each color of egg. So 5 eggs on the top, the welcome sign, and then 5 eggs on the bottom. And I hot glued the eggs directly to the wreath. I did play around with it a little bit, try to do some different configurations to see how I wanted the eggs to go on there, but I actually really love how this wreath turned out. That wraps up the first mystery box of 2024. Let me know down below which one of these projects was your favorite. Also, as always, let me know what you would have done with those challenge items, the metal word or the used candle. I always love to hear what you guys would come up with. Don't forget to check out the playlist, watch all the videos, and then go and vote. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate it. I will see you in the next one. Bye.